Human error is a natural part of organizational life. However, in many situations, human errors do more harm than good, especially in high-risk environments where an error can have severe or fatal consequences. The key concept of situational awareness is the distinction between a person and their environment. When you're out in the wild, it is essential to know your surroundings and limitations. It's best to protect yourself from wild animals, the cold, and bring plenty of food and water with you to prevent starvation. Know your poisonous plants from edible ones. Know your strengths and weaknesses, as well as knowing your fellow hunters, how they would react in certain situations. Are they competent? Are they sane? Knowing where you are and what is going on around you at all times will keep you more alert and informed to make the best decision. Survival. Cannibalism is a last resort. And for God's sake, don't eat poop you find on the ground.
Why do a bear hunt in Alaska is a very fair question to be asking.
You can get eaten real quick if you make mistakes, and for me, that's awesome.
There's no roads, there's no humanity, there's nothing.
It's the last frontier. It's one of the deadliest predators on the planet.
I love that stuff. It's what I live for. I kind of like my life being in risk.
Great adventure starts with a great cup of coffee. I have to lead by example in that regard.
4 vets, 2 guides, kind of seeing what happens over the course of 15 days in the Alaskan wilderness.
All right, so how many more days go by until we see?
Day 7, I think.
Yeah.
All of us, we're not chomping at the bit, but we had 3 tags.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people have 1 tag for 2 weeks.
Yep.
So kind of got to that point where, like, in a perfect
Time to
world, we
take a
love to
shot.
fill all 3
Yeah,
tags.
Hey, this is day 7. It's been 1 week. In the glass, we saw a couple bed down back here, potentially. So we're gonna work in here and see if we can get a little closer, spot a little closer distance that's manageable for us to spot and stalk it.
Let's get a good quick glass in here and make sure nothing is moved around. I'd really like to see if this other bear is still here. But, you know, you can sit there and wait on that thing all day, who knows? But we obviously know where one is.
It's a big bear. Watch him see what he does here.
You guys ready to rock and roll just in case?
It was a long way away, but it was big. And you could tell because of the background. I distinctly remember looking out there going, man, that looks big, considering how far away it is.
Well, we saw the big guy. He's about 900 yards from us, so let's go get that bear.
It's literally 0 to 100. You know, you're just kind of chilling, just like low key, glass, and then in a moment, it's like, get your shit in your bag, get your gun ready. We're hauling ass on this train.
Yeah.
Mountaintop, so the problem right now is we can't come over the mountaintop because we're fighting wind coming directly into him. So it looks like the plan is we're gonna circle down, try to get out of the wind so it blows down in the valley and in the mountains and get a position on this guy to get a decent shot on him.
The wind was not in our favor on day 7, so we couldn't just like bird's eye towards him. We had to like swoop this huge circle around him to get past the windage.
This was the first time that like we really got into the land.
It was a challenging movement, right? You're gonna have your elevated heart rate at 140, 150 for 10 Ks through mixed terrain in Alaska and like alder bushes, up and down, up and down, up and down, side hill, and down over creeks, and it's just wild.
Trevor, help Will. Stay with Will and help him, okay? Wait, Crow, call if you need me to look.
We get a couple 100 yards out from where we think the bear is going to be, and let's get our rifles ready. Let's make sure that we're ready to go.
Right where it slopes down straight out, 12 o'clock.
Okay, we think this bear is real freaking close. We're looking back at the guide, and he's trying to communicate, but we're not figuring out. So, we set up our second guide to do observe, but you can't have any form of communications between each other. So the only thing we're working off is hand and arm signals, essentially. And then boom, we see the bear. And then all of us are like, wait a second, that's a really dark colored bear. That's not the one we've been glassing.
Huge.
It's like
huge,
fucking massive bear. And so we're going, I don't think that's the bear that we were just tracking. Oh my God, that bear Evan saw has already moved all the way down that valley, and he's fucking 800 yards from us. And other bear is somewhere within 200 to 300 yards of us.
So in the time it took us to move like a click and a half, this bear moved like 3 miles.
Yeah.
and it's right in front of us.
And then, of course, Cole, being the wacko, awesome guy he is, he's like, all right, I'm gonna start calling this bear in.
Let him come up a little bit, okay? Let him come out to us. If Matt's got a shot, I'm gonna let him take it here shortly, okay? Okay. Let him get around that bush, okay? Not yet.
350, 400 when it presented itself, it's just like, and like the size of the shoulders walking towards you, all of us were just like shearing the ground. Oh my Lord.
Yeah. Then he got a little bit closer. Distance was like 230. And he started moving into about, I think, 180. And then once Cole was like, shoot that bear.
Okay, shoot this bear. Shoot him.
Okay.
Shoot again.
And what we didn't realize is the other bear got probably the scent of that bear coming in on it and smelled a big old mature one. Cole, he like perks up. The other bear is like right on top of us.
Shoot him. Shoot him. Go. I see him. Let's go, guys. Right here. Reload, guys. Huh? You guys see the bear still or not? No. Move up the hard though.
I was so nervous. I'm like, I plugged that thing, I rolled him, but it's a brown bear, you know? And so I didn't necessarily know if I'd wounded it completely or how far it was gonna move, and it ran into this deep, deep, thick brush.
We got 2 really good shots in him. You got a good shot on him? On both. Okay, I hit him hard with my first one.
And I think there was that pause there where both Evan and I were like, man, I was like, dude, I swear I hit that thing so good. But we were like, did I though?
Yeah, and I rolled him, and then you followed up. I shot him again. Okay, good. For sure.
Yes. You see him? Can't tell. Just hang on, guys. Don't shoot. Yeah. Where did you see it? Across the ditch? Like right in the bush.
Logan and Cole were gonna go beneath it to flush it out. I wanted to move up top, and they were gonna push it right into us, and I was gonna, take the final shot.
I went down there with supreme confidence. Like I saw a Matt shot. I'm like, there is no way. Like this thing is 100% down. And we go into this little grassy clearing, and I knew there was a tree right by where I thought Matt's bear went. And I just look over to my right, and there's this little small creek bed, and like there is just a huge patch of blood. Like as soon as I saw it, I was like, there's no way. This thing is not very far away at all. It was 30 yards away, maybe.
Yeah, they ended up making sure it was there because they by the time they recognized it, they're 30 yards away to a potential live bear.
Yes! Is he down?
Woo!
Fucking A, dude.
Fucking A!
Fucking A.
Fucking A!
Holy shit.
Woo!
Good job, boys. Holy
Woo!
fucking shit.
Fuck!
Evan.
Fucking ride
take a recap,
ride
dude.
the fucking lightning, bro.
Holy
Jesus.
shit, bro.
This shit is fucking nuts, man.
Holy fucking shit. That's a testament to Cole Kramer as the guide right there, how he put us on it.
What a moment. It was the first time to comprehend what had just happened.
You know what? I'll take 7 days of misfortune for the fucking stars to goddamn align just like they did, because that don't happen.
I was like, Cole, did we just double? Like, have you done this ever? He's like, no, that's my first brown bear ball, man. Like, holy shit.
This is my first time to pull a double, truth be told.
This morning, he literally said, it's cool, we'll just get 2 today. And I was like, well, have you ever done that? He goes, no, but we'll do it. And I was like, okay, Mr. Cole.
Yeah! Big boy!
It's pretty emotional for me because it's like fulfilling a lifelong dream, and then doing it with my partners, where we'd been working so hard for so many years. It was I think I probably was a little bit emotional.
You know, I'm come from a really blue collar family, and so does Matt. And I've dreamt about this. My grandfather, my uncles, and all these guys who tell me about the Aleutian Islands and about Alaska. And the pinnacle of adventure is a brown bear hunt. Like the pinnacle of adventure. Like a kid listening to stories of hunting from my grandfather and my father. So just to be able to share that with my business partners, it's fucking cool.
Pretty fucking rad, yeah.
When you walk up to the animal, you're like a little terrified because you're like, I hope this thing's totally dead, you know? I'm kind of like a gun-toting hippie where like when I harvest animals, I really appreciate what they did for me and like my family and feeding us, and it's like the whole circle of life vibe. But I just had the utmost respect. It's a majestic animal. They're freaking beautiful, and walking up and being like, I took its life and it's gonna provide and all these things, and I thought it was just a lot of respect, and I was very thankful for the experience and the experience that bear let me have.
Look at this. He's got fucking battle scars, dude. Battle scar galactica up here. Look at his fucking bite marks.
Scar right here. Like he's got scars right here. That's crazy, dude.
They're dinosaurs, man. Like, there's no other way to put it. Like, they are something that has existed for probably hundreds of thousands of years. And, like, to get up close to it, like, it is so incredible. It's such a majestic being.
Wow, this is way bigger than the other one.
An epic experience with great people.
Yes. So well said.
Cheers to my business partners. Cheers to Black Rifle Coffee. Everybody else. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Well done.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Thank you, Mr. Bear.
Yeah, seriously.
Yep. Cheers to Cole Kramer for making it all happen, buddy. One more round.
Team effort. Team effort, guys.
How lucky of us. It's really just this, it's a celebration of, I think, teamwork, the business, being able to go out and do these types of things, and then show other people that you can go out and do them with your partners or your friends or whomever it might be. You have to go out, spend time in the field with your buddies, and you have to drink great fucking coffee while doing it.
Never seen something like this. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Same. And
How the fuck did you get these things out?
Dude, yeah, we'll get
You
to
got
that.
two gigantic bears.
When you take the skin and hide off, you're getting a certain layer of fat
Yeah.
on there. They're weighing anywhere from about 120, 150 pounds.
Yeah.
Just the hide.
And it's awkward.
And even skinning those things, man,
You
you
can't
don't
even
realize,
fold
like,
it.
dude, I'm a pretty strong guy. Like, I'm having to, like, use
Yeah.
all my strength to lift up an arm.
We're doing really good. I'm thinking we can have this one done in an hour and a half. I was predicting 2 hours. Weight of this thing, I'm going to guess, low side 95. I'm thinking probably 100 to 110 pounds for this hide. I think it's about 3 miles from here back to camp.
We skinned the bears. There's well over 100 pounds a piece. Figuring out, okay, how long is it going to take us to pack these things out?
The piper's going to come in and potentially land and help us out here. So we've secured a DZ right here. Not DZ, but a landing strip. So they're walking it back and forth, and they're just clearing this just in case it gets a little bumpy for the props. I'd be helping, but I don't have a machete on me. Good work out there, kids. Great job.
We got a good landing strip in for the cub. When I say good, this shit was like not good.
All of us are like, we're more than willing to pack this out the miles back to camp. But I mean, if you don't have to, work smarter, not harder.
If you're going to be there.
Yeah, work harder, not smarter.
Hey, let's take the bear hides and stuff up here.
Okay, so you load 2 of these in there.
We loaded 2 in there.
How far is the hike back?
3K. We're trudging through, like, trekking poles, crossing rivers. And it was a true Alaskan experience at that point. This is, like, why I came here right now.
Got the waiter boots on. got a good attitude, trucking away. Try not to get too wet. Beautiful Alaska is view. Headed back to camp after an absolutely epic day. Probably got another hour and a half in the hike.
We executed on a hunt that you could not duplicate ever in the history of hunting. And it turns out the three of us together are very proficient with firearms. I know that comes with a shot, but it was a good day. It's definitely the best day this decade. And I'm glad I get this opportunity to spend it with my friends and make new ones along the way. And that brown bear will live forever in the hometown coffee shop, Lewiston, Idaho, where Evan grew up. And hopefully thousands upon thousands of people will get to enjoy that bear for decades.
I get to go to the creek and fill up these jugs of water from this beautiful Alaskan stream, and maybe I'll see a wolf, and I love that.